Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making Nanaimo bars. So, of course, I'm going to be doubling my recipe, because I always do. So to start out, you want to get a decent sized bowl, and we're going to use a cup of coconut. This is actually 2 cups, of course. And then we need, it calls for 1 3/4 cups of graham cracker crumbs. So this is about 3 cups, so I need a little bit more, and I'll show you how I do it. So I take a gallon size Ziploc bag and take my graham crackers. Over here. And I'll need 1/2 cup. A little more. Let's do them all. Why not? Okay, get the air out. All right, so here's our graham crackers. All right, so then what I use is my humongous rolling pin. This is one of my favorite rolling pins. And you just start crunching. There you go. Oh yeah, this could be a long distance range. I've never done that, by the way. Okay, so put these, get 3.5 cups. Let's use them all. How much we got? A little too much. Okay. So, take that, put your graham crackers in the bowl, and then your coconut, put it in the bowl. And you want to give that a stir, make sure it's all stirred up. I'm going to take you over to my stove and we're going to do our double boiler. Alright, so if you don't know, to set up a double boiler, you just take a pan with about 1 inch of water in it and get it boiling, and then set another pot just kind of crooked on top. So you want to melt in your pot 1/2 cup of butter. Melting. And in the meantime, while that's melting, you're going to want to beat 1 egg. You can have that ready to go. My chickens, they lay really nice eggs. Okay, just take a look. Okay, that's ready to go. Just waiting for the butter to melt. Okay, once that starts to melt, you're going to want to add in 1/4 cup of sugar. And 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder. want to mix that together until it's nice and incorporated. Okay, so once your butter's all melted, you're gonna want to slowly stir in your egg while whisking, because you don't want your eggs to cook when you put them in there. You just want to incorporate them. And I'll show you a close-up of that. All right, here we go. So, nice and melted. Got your eggs beaten and ready to go. Now you want to keep whisking quickly. Pour it in slowly. Do not want that to cook. Well, at least not in a big blob. And as you're doing it, it will start to thicken. Hello. Thicken up. And you want to keep cooking it. See how it's kind of clumpy looking? You just keep cooking it and stirring it and it will smooth out again. So you want to cook it for a couple minutes. Alright, that looks pretty good. Nice and smooth. Okay, then we'll take it off of the water and I'll show you what to do next. So here's your chocolate mixture. Now we're gonna do with this is we're going to pour it in to our graham crackers and coconut. Get a spatula. Now you want to stir this together until you get everything coated with chocolate. Okay, so it looks like that. Nice and crumbly. Then what you do is, since I've doubled the recipe, take a 9x13 pan, and it says not to spray it because there's enough butter in there, but I always do just because it's easier to get out. Just put a little bit. Okay. So then you pour, this is your bottom layer, so I'm gonna pour this in here. All this off. Okay, so just kind of move it around a little bit. And then what I do is I take a quart-sized bag, stick my hand in it. Do I need to? Oh, I guess I don't need to spray. And just start packing it down. And this way, using this bag, it won't stick to your hands. And there is your first layer. So now we're going to put this in the fridge and let it cool for a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll whip up the middle. Alright, now that our bottom layer is cooled, we're going to make the middle layer. So we're going to start out with a 1/2 cup of softened butter. Oops. Get that in there. We'll give it a little bit of a just to get it started. So this recipe is always a big hit at parties. I always make it during Christmas time or New Year's. Everybody usually loves these Nanaimo bars. Okay. So now we got that working, we are going to add 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. All in there. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of instant vanilla pudding. This is what gives it a yummy vanilla flavor. I don't know if anybody's ever had one from the store. I know you can buy them. I've seen them at Fred Meyer's and Food Pavilion, and as a kid we used to have those, and growing up I loved them. But now after making these, I have a hard time eating them in the store because they get so dry. So I think you'll really enjoy these. Alright, let's give it a scrape. We add our pudding. Alright, so adding our vanilla pudding. I usually heap them. Okay, stir this a little bit. Then we're going to add 2 cups of powdered sugar. Once you get it scraped down and all your powdered sugar mixed in, then you're going to want to turn your mixer up to medium high and let it whip, and it will get your nice fluffy center. So there we go. That looks pretty good. See how light and fluffy it is now. Super yummy. I hope you all are enjoying these videos. I know I'm enjoying making them. Make sure to slam that like button at the bottom of the page and like this video. So here's our cool bottom. So then you just take this, plop it on top. And you just spread it around. minutes and let it cool down again, and then we will put our topping on it and finish it up. We'll see in a little bit. All right, so we're back over to the double boiler and we're going to make our top layer now. So what you're gonna want to do is melt 2 tablespoons of butter and 4 ounces of Baker's semi-sweet chocolate. It comes in these little, now I just break mine up into the small chunks because then it'll melt faster. So you want to do this maybe after you get your second layer done, because you want to melt it down and then you want to let it sit and cool a bit. You want it cold enough to touch, but still in a liquid form. That way you can pour it over your middle layer and it won't melt it. Going. So we'll get this all melted, and so as soon as everything is melted and there's no more chunks of chocolate, then you just remove it and just let it sit. And it doesn't take very long at all. Okay, so it's nice and smooth. So we'll just let it sit here until it's cold enough to touch, and then we will pour it on top of the rest of it. All right, we'll see in a little bit. Okay, so our chocolate is cooled down enough to pour on top. We're just gonna drizzle it here. And if you like more chocolate on top, all you have to do is make more topping. Alright, now all you have to do with these is let it cool down, and then we'll cut it into bars, and then we'll give it a taste and see how they turned out. So our chocolate's all set up. You don't want it to be super rock hard before you try to cut it. It works better if you just wait till it just gets firm, then you do your slicing and then let it finish cooling. So we'll go ahead, slice it up so you guys can see what it looks like. Okay. Let's see if we can get one out of here. The first one's always the hardest. All right. No, we'll just take them both out. Okay. Doesn't that look delicious?